And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Techo and Clemenzo going against each other here at Midweek Madness. I'm Neely, and with me is Nobody41.
Hello everybody. We're casting a pretty standard deathmatch game. It's going to be a Persians War, and wowie, look at these maps. These players are so close together starting off this game. This is going to be an action-packed, very aggressive first game.
Indeed, and this Hasa already in there, and Techo will struggle a lot, maybe lose even the first villager, indeed, and that's so bad. Let's see if Clemenzo is doing a better job. Yeah, saving the first villager here, and Techo even in trouble, maybe losing the second one. No, getting back now. The Halberdier should take care of that very annoying Hasa.
For those of you that are not familiar with deathmatch, which probably a lot of you, getting the early villager kills early on is so important. As you can see, they start with tons of resources. Your main goal is to try to kill your opponent's villages early game so that they can't get out their military production buildings and fall behind an army, starting a snowball effect. Already, Tato losing a single village. He's gone very defensive with 4 barracks. He's going full into half production, while Clemenzo is going more into the aggressive.
Yeah, and Clemenzo, we talked a bit about Persians. He likes to go for very little elephants, but mainly scorpions here. Let's take a look how Techo's, like a lot of barrack approach, will defend against that. Now, Techo maybe fearing to lose more and more villagers. Oh god, that's at least 3 villagers down already.
And I'm looking at the score. Tato's way ahead in score. I wonder why that is, but maybe it's because of... I really have no clue. Is it because Clemenzo's queuing up a lot more?
Indeed, and that's all lost resources. Look at that, like 60 paladins queued up. We have 45 scorpions queued up, and that's all resources not on the map. And compared to a guy who only has 5 barracks out, you will win all the fights here.
Why do you think Tato's playing so defensive, going full into Halb? He's obviously lost a few villages here. Why is he going so defensive?
Most of the time it's really tough, since you're starting with random civilization. You have to place your first building in like the first second, and if he just went for the first barracks and then realizes, damn, now I can't really rush, I will just go Halberdier scorpions and hope to defend against paladins, that might be his approach.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Clemenzo's going for a paladin heavy scorpion combo. Looks like he's going to take on these Halbs. He's not trying to be as efficient as possible. Remember, these guys have tons of resources to start with. Clemenzo can lose a few paladins to some Halbs here if it gives him kind of a snowball effect, if he can start to really win these military engagements. And he's bringing the heavy scorpions in the back as well.
Yeah, but now in range of the castle might hurt him a lot. So trying to get up a second castle. Let's take a look. At the same time, we have the more spread out approach here of Clemenzo, building a lot of buildings with a single villager and some nice raiding to the side. But Techo with some sweet quick walls here to save his villagers' lives.
Yeah, raiding coming in on the bottom. On the top side, just more aggression coming in from Clemenzo. Tato's doing a good job at holding as Tato starts to transition into the War Elephant, the strongest unit the Persians have available. Pretty cost efficient as well for what you get.
And scorpions, extra damage against the elephants, splash damage as well. That's why you always go for them. Effective against halberdiers as well. At the same time, Clemenzo already thinking about picking up some of those sweet relics and has 2 monasteries out. So, and a lot of, look at those, 4 relics here in the south, and no one's contesting that. Maybe a small approach here by Techo and Clemenzo, but not contesting each other so far.
Look at the bottom of the map. We see Clemenzo going up with a castle with a single villager. Castle coming up on the bottom for Tato with 3 villagers. Clemenzo's going to lose this bottom position, and in the bottom position we have tons of gold here.
Indeed. 2 extra neutral gold spots, and now the castle coming up. But yeah, I think the main push will be at the front end. You know, Persians War always means who gets up the food eco earlier, because you run out of food so easily.
Yeah, Persians, their entire economy relies so much on food. You have all the heavy cavalry. We're going to see a lot of elephants coming out pretty soon. 2 castles already up for Tato. We all know how expensive war elephants are going to be. But yeah, it's going to take quite a while for these players to get up the sufficient food economy needed to actually sustain that once they get through all of their starting food.
Indeed, and now Paladin's trying to go in, but intercepted by some halberdiers. Techo very aware of the potential threat here. Nice reaction, and now we see the first traps of Clemenzo trying to rain down on those castles, but not protected well enough, if you ask me.
Here comes the elephant, so graceful, so deadly. A few monks coming out from Clemenzo, and the elephants are just going to push forward. How do you stop the elephants? Clemenzo's trying to come out with some more halberdiers. Let's see if they'll be enough to clean up these elephants.
Halberdiers, monks, and scorpions, all three countering the elephants, so that seems to be a reasonable approach for sure.
It looks like Tato just doesn't have enough support behind these elephants. Perhaps more heavy scorpions, I'm not sure. At least he's kept his 2 castles up, but Clemencer's still coming in pretty hard. He's coming in at the top with some paladins, trying to get some villager kills there. I think so far, it looks like Clemencer has been in the driver's seat for most of this game.
Yeah, but Commander now completely out of gold, needs to rely on all the gold that he's actually getting. At the same time, we have Tato on the very Halberdier intent route. We haven't still maxed or banked up 4k gold, but he's not getting his main gold spot at this moment. And the second and third gold spot not being mined as well. Commander is having a nice aggressive approach here.
Oh my god, look at all these helms going down to these scorpions. It's an absolute massacre. Elephant raiding coming in on the bottom. I never thought I'd say that, but defense coming in the middle too from Clemencer. He's coming in with the halbs. Let's see if he can protect these heavy scorpions and possibly push with some siege.
Yeah, now bombard cannons even coming out. Onages might be the answer here for Tato, who, yeah, feels a bit like he's super cornered. He is getting more gold spots than Klaus here. Now Elephant's doing a great job of maybe clearing the traps here, but the main thing is still his second and third gold spot, I would say.
Oh my gosh, did you see that elephant on the bottom taking out that trebuchet? There's 3 paladins trying to take down this elephant, and they couldn't take down the elephant before the elephant got to the trebuchet. They're absolutely unstoppable.
And the next elephant killing the next trap, and look at those paladins, he maybe can even snipe those. So low on HP, and Monk sitting next to it, but not converting at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like the game's going to stabilize a bit, at least on the top side. Clemencer's built his town centers in a very, kind of a little bit awkward position. He's got 4 right next to each other covering the stones, and he's trying to get some farms up in that area, but it's going to be very easy to raid that, I feel.
It is always tough. Raiding in Persian's War is so important, and so tough to counter since elephants and rams so tanky against, yeah, potential defense of some castles? Not really.
So it looks like Clemencer's putting all of his eggs onto the top side. He's got tons of siege on the top. He's placing a castle here. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Tato's going to take the bottom.
Oh, yeah, he's controlling the bottom, but now the big engagement here in the middle. A lot of bombard cannons actually going down. Tato's so good in bombard cannon micro. I think that's something where Clemente cannot really keep up with him. Let's see, but he's now getting off the better shots here. Clemente really working on his micro at the teams. It's lagging a bit, but still absolutely reasonable to play, I would say. But now nice engagement here by Tato.
It might be a nice engagement, but Clemencer is still pushing forward. Too many heavy scorpions. The scorpions coming in right under the castle. If Tato loses this castle, he's going to lose. His economy's going to be a lot more exposed, and also he's going to lose some access to making those elite war elephants.
And let's take a look, even another castle coming up here, at least approach. Now the castle being cancelled, but Scorpions overextending here a bit, if you ask me. Now nice resource by Clemente when it comes to Fulico, but very low on wood and gold here. Let's take a look at its villager distribution. 40 farmers, 40 idols though. That's really hurting them so much. Look at that. If those 40 villagers were on gold and wood, you could continue with this push so much stronger.
I'm just looking at Clemencer's economy. I think Clemencer's economy is lacking a little bit. Needs to get some more farms up. I feel like he could fizzle out if he starts to lose some of his army on the front, which he just did. Let's see Tato push back. Let's see if he can take down these trebs.
Tato's army looks so much stronger. Look at that. Commander at 160, Tato at 190 at the moment, but he's losing that castle. Might even lose his, monasteries here at the front, and then suddenly if you have so many castles lost here, again, we need to take a look at the long run, and that means controlling those gold spots as well.
Here comes the red train from Clemencer. I don't see it. Here it goes. Tato's finally building those halbs. Let's see what kind of damage these revs could do. Will they be able to take out a scorpion or two? I hope so.
I'm not 100% sure. The rams here at the front, yeah. We need an even hussars being added. I think that's not the right decision by Clemente here.
Yeah, obviously he's running pretty low on gold. I don't see any relics taken up from Clemencer at the moment. I think Tato's gotten a few himself, though.
It might be 4 against 1 if you ask me. Oh, it's 4 against none. 1 picked up by Clemente, but not actually, touched down to his own monastery.
Population still fairly even at this point. We've seen Tato lose quite a few castles. Elephants coming in. They're going to go for the trebuchet one more time. And they're, of course, going to get it. There's no way to stop those guys.
Only if you had like 4 monks, 4 easy conversions would be an option. You know, Persians don't have herstory, so that could be so good for you, just getting them off your enemy and in your own rows. Would be so beautiful for Commander here.
What is the saying? If you can't beat him, join him. That's exactly how you have to approach the elite war elephant. Now, I think Tato is starting to siege some of these castles from Clemencer. The castles are in such an awkward position. The siege workshops of Tato are positioned right there. All of Tato's military buildings are right here if he wants to start to siege these castles.
That's true, and Commando cannot really keep up the pressure. He had such a nice push at the start. Now at pop 180, let's take a look. Still 26 idle villagers. That hurts him so much. He's now up to a healthy 45 farmers and 40 miners, but I think he's not getting the composition he wants to. Went for Hussars, now going for Paladins, and where we see that Joe is basically going for the perfect Persian army.
What do you think was behind this decision of Clemencer to place these castles in such an awkward position? They really don't accomplish that much.
Well, they're protecting the gold and opening another raiding spot. So he only needs to wait for the 2 extra gold spots to run dry. And one of them already went dry. And yeah, the other one is down to Never Do Math and Stream 1.4k gold. And then Tato is out of gold. So that's the plan here of Commander.
We haven't seen a lot of raiding from Tato this game. He's coming in for one of the first times, going into the right side with some paladins. There's only a single halp here. Let's see how many villager kills he can get with these paladins.
Yeah, I think he will get some. But yeah, killing idle villagers wouldn't be too bad for Commando actually. And he has some harps in his back eco, so that's all reasonable. Now pushing another attack at the front, and suddenly there's very little army of Tato left here at the front.
Yeah, some of his elephants getting converted. I don't know if those were Tato's elephants or Clemencer's elephants, or even if it matters at this point. 3 castles on the right side for Tato. Looks like one of the castles of Clemencer went down. Let's see if Tato can repel this. There's only a single bombard cannon here, and here comes the elephant. Here comes the elephant. He's hungry for some bombard cannon.
Now taking the fight against the halberdier, but now being back focused against the bombard cannon. But Conrad is coming in and should be good. Another trap is coming in as well. And it feels like bombard cannon might survive this. No. So bombard cannon survives, and elephant as well. But the raiding continues here, and Tato, where is he getting gold at the moment?
That is a good question. On the left side, not getting gold any there. He's getting gold from the middle. He had an extra gold on the bottom that he ate up. And remember, he has those 4 relics. One thing that might be critical, though, is Tato has a gold to the right of his 3 castles. I think he's going to hope to try to take down this castle, which it's going to go down right now. Hopefully he can retake this gold in the middle of the map.
Let's take a look. I think the spot of Clemenza, or this gold in the middle here, might even be Clemenza's. It's tough to judge. It's so much in the middle of both CCs. Doesn't really matter, but yeah, it's not taken so far. But as well, it could be raided quite easily. And Tato is trading so much more efficiently, but Clemenza is controlling the map and keeping the ratings alive.
Who do you think is winning as far as map control? I see Tato controlling about half the map. Clemencer looks like he's in his own base, but he has a nice raiding lane on the top left.
I would say Clemenza has a small lead here, but it's very, very small. And I feel like if Tato just stabilizes and gets 1 defense up, then he should be in a great position to push, because it feels like his food eco is so much more efficient.
Raiding stopping on the bottom side. The Paladin's just going idle for Tato on the right side. They're going to get cleaned up by the Halbs. And then looking to the left side, Town Center going to go down. These villagers coming in, what are they going to go? They're going to build a mining camp right on his face. Right on top of Tato's face. And boy, is that going to be valuable for him if he can secure that.
I'm not sure if he can secure that. Only 3 elephants out there, a lot of halberdiers coming in to clear that up. The castle will go down most likely as well. I don't really see that he can keep it for a long time, but yeah, just snagging some gold off Tato is a reasonable approach for sure.
Yeah, players sure started with a lot of resources. They're running very low on a lot of these resources. I'm looking at the right of the map. It looks like there's only a stone there, so nothing very valuable over there. The players really, really struggling for resources.
Let's take a look. The castle now going down, and that's already 2 castles lost, maybe even 3 of Commander from his push, and that means Chateau is looking better and better. Let's take a look. Commander now dropping down to pop 140, really not fixing his eco, really hurts him so much, and now he's typing out.
Clemencer calling it GG. If you look at the populations right now, Tato 180 population, Clemencer 136. Is that the reason why he called GG, or is there another reason you think?
He, as you said, put all his eggs into one basket, did go for the frontal push, did add 3 castles, and yeah, just wanted to hold this area, and he did get some nice rates in, but his ego was so sloppy, and yeah, if you just play with 40 idle villagers, that means that your enemy can have 40 more military at the same time.
I think a critical moment in this game was when both players were trying to make a play for the bottom gold there, and there's gold in the middle of the map as well. We clearly see Tato won that engagement, taking control of all of the bottom of the map, whereas Clemencer is kind of stuck in his top side.
Probably. Yeah, he had 2 castles, but not really the multitasking. I believe he had the possibility to push in the middle, but rams were missing. Maybe a bit of an overinvestment here in bombard cannons. You rarely see players go for more than 3 bombard cannons.
Yeah, we saw like 8 or 9 from Clemencer, quite a few from Tato as well. But yeah, what an excellent game this first game has been.
Indeed, and let's take a look at the military stats. We can see Chateau fought a bit more efficiently, and that's including that he went for mass halberdiers, and Clemencer, I believe, for like very few.
Looking at the economy, Tato, much better economy in every department, particularly wood, collecting almost double the wood of his opponent.
Yeah, Fury and Gold looks pretty similar. Stone didn't really get into, real effect. Both had reasonable villager account numbers, but Clemencer, of those 4 neutral relics, not snacking a single one.
And the timeline's pretty interesting too. It looks like Clemencer taking an early lead in the game, and then losing it for quite a bit, and then eventually losing at the end there.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, pretty sweet first game. Let's take a look at barracks count. It was only 4 barracks here for Clemencer. And yeah, that makes me very excited for more games to come. Let me just quickly